welcome back to Resonance Homestead. I'm Jess.
And I'm Sienna.
And we're doing farm duties in the morning, so I thought we'd take you along and show you what Sienna and I are thinking. We've got a few projects in our heads, so we're going to talk those through and just check in on the animals. Had a hot couple of days. We had rain overnight though, which is unusual for a South Australian summer. So we'll just go and see what's going on. Tip that one in.
Where am I tipping it?
Into here. So we've milked the goats this morning, they're already done, and we'll just go and see how the chickens are. Okay, so Sienna has fed our chickens. So you might remember these chicks. This one was Justin's chicken. So these guys are now about 8 weeks old. So they're doing quite well. And all we've given them is a leftover goat's milk, food scraps from inside, and some pellets soaked in the milk. So these are our girls currently.
Normally I decide to feed the chickens while Mum's milking the goats, but because Mum's already milked the goats, I've fed the chickens now instead.
And it looks like we've got some hungry bubbers that haven't yet been fed. So these guys are at the moment not able to get in with the other chickens so they don't get picked on too much. We'll wait till they've got full feathers before we let them out. How many eggs have we got, girlies? One egg.
One egg. And
that's a bit sad.
Other egg we have 2. So in total we have 2 eggs.
2 eggs today. Alright, so there we go. And we've got a visitor that we don't really want coming to say hi. With our chicks, we give a commercial brand to begin with. So with our chickens, we try and give more food scraps, corn, things like that. But to begin with, we do give them a commercial brand. And that's because in South Australia, we have coccidiosis, which can kill your chickens. So it's really important in those early stages for chicks that they receive the medication for that to prevent it. I'm all for going natural, but I'm also for the best survival of my chicks, and that includes vaccinations and things like that. So it's just a chicken crumble, and I think you'll know when your chicks are ready to go on something bigger because they are bigger. But for now, we just go in here and we tip it in, and that's it. So let's go and feed the chicks. Okay, so this is where the chicks' access is. They are super hungry, so I'm a bit worried they're going to fly out. Here, guys. Come around, Sienna. Give them their food. So as you can see, we've got quite a few galahs and these galahs, but we've got the galahs and cockatoos coming in at the moment. So with the galahs, we find they often bring in mites. In South Australia, we do have a mite problem, and with the colder the wet weather coming in, and then the sunny weather is perfect conditions for mites to increase in numbers. So I'm seeing on a few of the Facebook chicken forums and things like that, people going, oh, I've got mites, what do I do? One thing you do is you keep your cage clean, but don't cover it in heaps of bedding. It's not cold at night here. It's a little bit cool, but they'll huddle. And what you're going to find is the chicks are more susceptible to mites than the bigger chickens because they're young. So keep your bedding fairly minimal, if at all, if you have to. And you'll notice in our coop we have gaps on the flooring, and that allows air ventilation, so you're not getting all that moisture, you're not getting the chicken manure and the hay and all those kind of things that the chicks are constantly sitting in. So really consider, do you need it when if you've got mites in your area. Let's go and check on the sheep and other animals who've gone down to this back paddock. So this one's a merino cross. And this one's a full merino. So they're a wool sheep. So we have to get them shorn. And here is our ram. So he's been in with them since November.
Oh, look at Gasha.
And he's a Dorper. Hey Gaucho. Gaucho's getting very friendly with me. He gave me a kiss the other day. Hello mate.
Andy's got to be worried.
And so our ram's a Dorper, so he's not a full shedder, but we don't need to clip him. Hello. Oh, he does like the camera. G'day mate. So they're all looking really healthy and large. These two females this will be their first pregnancy. The big dark one in there, he's a wether. He's destined for the freezer. We'll hopefully get him off sometime in the new year before he starts to lose condition, because as you can see from our paddocks, there won't be much for them, and we don't really want to have to feed him if we don't have to. Hello, Gaucho. Give him a kiss, Sensi.
Yeah.
He's very friendly. So he chose the sheep. He came to us as an adult, and they're meant to be great for guardians. He's obviously been with sheep before, because he definitely migrated straight to the sheep, not the goats or the chickens or anything like that. So you can see he's keeping watch of the sheep while they eat. He knows Jet's about. Jet won't bite them or anything, but he's a bit of a pain if we don't let him know that he's not to chase them. But when we need him to herd them, if they get out or anything like that, he does it instantly. But look at that, just constantly watching.
Jet. Oh, look how friendly Jenny's being.
But they're all looking good. They're all looking really healthy. All the goats are coming in to say g'day. So yeah, these were originally our pig yards. And there are goat birthing yards. So in South Australia, we don't really tend to have the big barns. We more have we have larger land, I think, as well. So we tend to have more huts and stables and the conventional fencing. We have the conventional fencing because of the pigs. We're not breeding pigs at the moment because we're so overeating pork, which is hard to say. So yeah, we've still got a bit in the freezer that will last us through this summer, and we might think of getting a few growers, but we probably won't get into pig breeding again. It's just a bit too expensive for food.
You can tell the sheep know that Jet is a predator.
Yeah. So if we have a look at, this is one of my projects that I'm really thinking about. If you saw our earlier videos where we had heaps of daisy, which is called cape weed, you know, it looks lovely in the spring. It's all yellow flowers and all the rest of it, but we know it's not good for our paddocks. And this is why, because now that it's died off, each plant would have had about 400 seeds, but you know, it's left nothing. So it's just on those high wind days, we're going to get a huge amount of topsoil loss. So I don't really want to bring spray onto the property and all the complications that go with it. I'm actually considering, you can see the seed, I'm actually considering raking it and seeing how much sienna lasts. If I spend an hour or so a day over summer just raking that all up so it doesn't spread, how much I can actually get up to give an opportunity to lay grass seed down late August, pre-winter, so it comes up in the spring. So I'm researching a bit, so if anyone's got other ideas of how to manage cape weed other than the conventional spray, we know how to do that. I'd be interested to hear. But yeah, it's definitely a large problem in this paddock. So this paddock's probably about an acre, 2 acres, no, it'd be about 2 acres. And then it's made up of all different yards.
It's pretty cool living on a farm though.
It is. Alright, let's have a look at your tree house then. So I keep spotting it through the trees there. Let's go have a look what you've been doing with Poppy Les. Okay, so this is what we call our big paddock. As you can see, it's a lot we've done a lot of work on this paddock. It had heavy hoofed, had horses on it for many years, and they'd really ruined the topsoil and overused it a bit. We also hadn't had much maintenance on all the trees, and a lot of the saplings had grown through, and there wasn't a lot of sunlight coming through. The goats have really cleared that undergrowth up for us, and we really just need time to get down with a chainsaw. Annie normally gets a few mates over, and they spend a couple of days down there together doing it, and you know, sharing out the firewood. And
this is my tree house so far. All I've done is the roof, and we're starting to work on the deck, but these are the stairs to get up, and that's about it.
So is that the roof?
No, that's the floor.
That's the floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be a really
Ooh, it's going to be a really high tree house. Hey, why don't you do a video for everyone on your tree house and what you've been doing with your puppy Les?
Alright, I'll do that then.
Awesome. Yeah, so this is Big Paddock. It's looking okay. You can see the campsite just sort of down there. Alright, the hot wind's starting to pick up here, so it's time for us to head indoors for a cup of tea. Thanks for coming along for our walk with us this morning as we check on the animals. And I hope a little bit of this resonates with you.
I hope a little bit of today resonates with you.